kinds of people.
Hey everyone.
You're like, which camera?
Hi.
We got a few going on over here. So
Hi.
okay, it looks like we're live, guys. We're excited to have you all here. Thanks for coming out. We've got Amber here with Fabricating Fringe. We did a drawing or a giveaway a couple months ago, or maybe it was just a month ago, and a lot of you tagged Amber on our giveaway of, you gotta do something, and a lot of you may have forgotten we did a giveaway with you, what, about a year ago, Amber? Is that maybe?
Well, yeah, it was like a little under a year.
A little under a year ago. So we thought because so many of our followers tagged you, we would do another giveaway, and we would do a live demo, kind of talk about hair loss a little bit and different types of extensions and hair pieces that are available. And then we've got Becky, she's over here, and she's the manager here at Beauty Trendz Salon, and we just want to thank her for letting us come out and use some of her space and host our giveaway. So yeah, welcome. Thanks, everyone. So what we're going to do is, kind of to start, I know Amber's done a lot on her channel. If you aren't following her already, make sure you go to Fabricating Fringe on Instagram. But she talks a lot about her journey, her hair loss, her story of what she's gone through, and what all the different methods of hair extensions and hair pieces you've tried, correct, Amber? Mm-hmm. So she even has her cute hat hair today because she was feeling way naked, just coming in by herself. So, you know, she was just faking it till we make it for a minute. And
yeah.
So we're
on the way here,
do a little bit of a transition for her. We're going to cut a little bit of a bang and use our secret tiara to fill in and just give her one more option. So if there's days she doesn't want to do her full-on topper piece or a wig or anything like that, she can try something a little different. So we're going to work with a couple of pieces here. But first, I just want to trim her bangs up just slightly.
So we're going
to get a shape.
We're going to do a bang this time.
Yeah.
I don't know if you guys saw last time, but we didn't do a bang. We did like a middle part.
We just
Loved
did a
it.
part. Yep.
So we're kind of excited to do a different look. And I'm looking all over because we have multiple. See, guys, look.
Well, we have multiple cameras because
hi everyone, say hi.
That's right. We're doing it with this giveaway. We are going to have 3 winners. So if you're on Beauty Trendz, hi, welcome. We're going to do a giveaway for everyone that's logged on there. We're going to do a giveaway for everyone who's logged on to Psykhe, and then whoever's logged on to Fabricating Fringe with Amber. So that's why we've got so many cameras. So if we're not like looking right at you and talking, that's why.
All over the place.
Okay.
If you guys have any questions, comment.
Yeah. And you've worn bangs before, right? Or just in your hair pieces?
I love bangs. Before I ever wore hair, well, all through my childhood, I had bangs of some sort.
Okay.
You know, had the big fluffy 80s bangs, and then the 90s big curl.
Right. Did you ever do the Venus flytrap bangs, the ones that you roll one forward and you roll one backwards and never at them?
I didn't do that, and it was probably because I didn't have a lot of hair even back then. But I did, like my mom would just do a big fluff back in the day, and then I graduated to just the big. You'd use the big curling iron to the, you know, you would just do the big round
3-inch barrel.
Yeah, yep, and then the bangs were gone after that. So after that, when I wanted bangs, I felt like all I had was these sparse little things. So
how about we add to them and make them a little thicker, right?
Thank you. I didn't realize you could do the bangs with the tiara. So this is cool.
Yep, a lot of people have asked that question, and that's why I was happy you were willing to participate and change the look up and do a bang, is because we have a lot of people that are like, can I wear it with a bang? How do I do this? So this will give us a chance to show you how and what we're doing. So really quick here, I'm just going to open up on this end right here, just so I can adjust it to fit Amber's head here. Now remind me, Amber, what were you diagnosed with? Was it like an alopecia?
I've always had just thin hair.
Right.
I just figured my hair's thin, fine, fragile, but my OBGYN was like, yeah, you have androgenic alopecia, and he wrote me out a prescription to use my Flex spending account for cranial what do you say it?
Prosthesis?
Yes, I'm not saying it correctly. Anyway, but it wasn't like an official diagnosis. He didn't even really look at my scalp. I told him everything that had occurred and what I was dealing with. And then I went into my dermatologist this year and we talked about it, and he looked at my scalp and he just reconfirmed it all.
Okay.
And so just through all of my research and everything, it was at first a self-diagnosis of telogen effluvium, and that was basically the temporary hair loss due to, postpartum shedding and
Right.
that, and then just genetically thin, fine hair, along with the female pattern hair loss and thinning genetically as I get older.
Right.
So I have used some light therapy and some different things which can help slow the thinning, but ultimately I've always had thin hair, so I prefer hair additions of some sort. Yeah, because even if my hair gets a little bit thicker like it is right now compared to like last year, I still prefer something.
Yeah.
So
Well, and I'm the same way. Like my story is, and why I even created the Secret Tiara was because of thyroid problems. I had the hair loss from my third baby, and then a year later had stopped taking thyroid medication because I think most of us that are moms, we know how hard that is to take care of ourselves. It's so much easier to take care of everyone else around us, and I had quit taking my medication, and in a 3-month period, my hair just started falling out in handfuls and broke off, and and now I've had a fourth baby and have started doing the whole hair loss thing again, but it's not as bad as what it was, but it's still, and I can go without my Secret Tiara, but at the end of the day, I'm like, I like it. It's more hair, bigger hair, better.
Mhm.
It's great.
that's exactly how I feel.
All right, let's get this guy put back in here. And then we're just gonna take our rat tail comb here, pull this over the top. So Becky, as a salon owner and a stylist, what are common problems you hear with people with hair loss or thinning, or do you deal with a lot of clients like that?
Oh yeah, we have a lot of people who just have children, so the babies are.
I'm like,
Yeah,
come over here.
Talk with us. Chit-chat.
Hello. So postpartum hair loss with childbirth is definitely the top one, I think. We do have a lot of people who've gone through chemotherapy that their hair loss will happen kind of patchy or all at once. So I've always been a fan of wigs, hair additions, extensions for those reasons. And we've got a lot of our clients who sometimes just want something temporary,
Right.
just something to take in and out that's not a commitment. So.
Well, but I look at it too. I mean, you are. I don't know. Is it bravery? Can I use that word? I look at your hair color. It's fun and it's vivid, and ironically, I am very much an introvert, and so the idea of going like that bold and vivid, it scares me.
Yeah.
Like, I don't want that much attention on me, but yet I can pull in, a light little pink piece that I've got in right now, and it's just a little pop, but it doesn't make me feel like I'm standing out there so much that everybody's, all eyes on me and things like that. So for those that want just that little splash of color, or, I think workplaces have gotten a little bit better in some cases. Some will let you wear more of the colors and have fun with it.
Yeah.
But there's still a lot that won't. And so, maybe you just want that fun splash of color for the weekend or something like that. And this is a great way to do that.
Totally, exactly.
Do you care if I go like
Nope.
that?
No, will you just wear the hair? We're starting for Halloween, cousin it much? I'm just gonna flat iron those bangs down.
This is awesome. And it's not so much that you feel,
Oh, you're good.
that you feel,
Work around.
overwhelmed with hair, but you have more.
There's
So-
more of it. And then Amber, we'll do like what you did before too, because Amber does have so much thinning. We can still, if we look close enough, I'm gonna have you tilt down, you can still see where that band is. So we'll go back in with the Top Secret, or there's other brands out there, the hair fibers. We'll go in and work with one of those to really conceal that. But then we're gonna also do just one more a little further back, just for a little extra thickness on Amber's hair as well. And then we'll cut and blend that. This one though, we'll create a part to match this, because you can see our pieces are solid in the middle there.
So each piece looks like this, and then depending on where you typically part your hair,
Right.
whether you want bangs, a side part, middle part, you guys pluck.
Yep, well, you can pluck, or I just always start with by starting to just pull the hairs, separate them a little bit, and then we'll pull where we need to. So for someone like where Amber's is, where it's a little bit thinner, we'll want a little bit of a wider part just to make sure it is very camouflaged. Where someone who's got a little bit more density, like with mine, I don't have to go quite as far of a part because it will still hide. There's no more hair to cover it.
I see. So. Have you had to, with like the top secret hair fibers, are there a lot of people that need that extra assistance with the coverage?
You know, again, it varies from client to client and how sparse that hair really is, because you can get a client that has really coarse hair, but they're still really sparse. And even though the hair texture is more coarse, the sparseness means, oh, we need to fill it in a little bit with a little extra hair fiber. But I would say the majority of them, I've been able to get away with not doing it. And actually, Amber, you're the one who introduced me to the hair fibers. I didn't even know those were out there and they existed. And I love the option that that gives for so many people, because what we're doing, a hair fiber will fill in this top and make her scalp look thicker, but her ends would still look really thin, right? If you just put your top secret fibers or whatever in, and that's all you did every day, we'd still have this thinness through our perimeter length, but look like we have hair up here. And this is kind of the other way around. It does fill us in a little bit up here, but again, we're a little more sparse. So if we combine the two, we create a whole look of I have hair.
Yeah, I love that. Because I would use those fibers and I would, you know, fill in the scalp, but then there was like strings below, or vice versa. I'd put on a halo and have all this bulk down below and then have nothing on top. So
we actually take a minute and talk about traditional halos for a second. That is one thing we get all the time is, oh, you guys are a halo. You've worn both. You've worn a tiara, you've worn a halo. What are the biggest differences between those from your perspective and point of view?
I think people assume that the tiara is a halo.
Yep.
And it's I mean, this is incredible the way that you've thought this up. You don't need the bulk of a halo extension up front, and this is where a lot of people lose a lot of their hair. With postpartum hair loss, with breakage and stuff because of over processing, and you manipulate the front part, you play with the front part. And so my sisters are always talking about how they have just like no hair up front, and they like say they want an A-line cut, so it's short up front, long, or no, short in the back, long in the front, but they can't do that because the front's always shorter than the back.
Yes.
So anyway, I love this because it takes care of what a halo can't take care of, and it's the right amount of density. And anyway, I don't know how to explain it, but yeah, a halo pretty much is the extension that fills in the back area of your hair, and a lot of people they can't really take care of the front perimeter of their hair, and this takes care of that.
So another thing we talked about too, just before we started our live, is you've also mentioned you've done all kinds of hair extensions too. You've done tape-ins, right? You've done sewn-ins. You've kind of done the gamut of it. And that's where I like to talk about where we are distinguishedly different as well, because even if I'm doing tape-ins, I can only come so far forward. If I'm doing individual beads, I can still only come so far forward. If I'm doing sewn-ins, anything, we still have to have enough hair through here that can cover and blend so we're not showing what we are. And, you know, and I have come over the years, the 15 years that I have done hair, I have learned that hair extensions are not a one-size-fits-all. They just aren't. And we have to be so, as stylists and professionals, we have to be so good about our consultation, because by nature, hair extensions shouldn't damage the hair or create damage. But if I'm putting it on the wrong head of hair, I'm going to create damage. So someone with fragile hair, thin hair, weak hair, that I go and put that extra weight on, I'm going to pull, and we're going to actually create more hair loss. And so our goal is to not do that. And with something like a halo, those are great, but again, they're going to sit like a traditional extension does and only give us coverage from here to the back and not through the front. So one good thing about these is I can do both. I can actually use these pieces and still put on a halo in the back if I wanted. I can add that to it. One thing, Amber, you were even talking about as we were coordinating this was, well, what about, can I take my halo, or not a halo, but a topper piece, and throw that splash of color in it? right?
Yeah.
You could easily do that too and wear these in combination with each other since these are so light and we're just pulling hair up over the top. You can have your clipped in topper piece and then add your color piece and pull the hair of the topper over the top as well.
It really intrigued me when I kept seeing all your pops of color. Can you guys see her pink? And she has such cute photos of like bright red and like blue and stuff. And so I thought those who are like full-time wig wearers, full-time topper wearers who typically wear their, you know, just a solid color or their bio hair color, if they wanted a pop of color, I think that it could easily be added to any wig or hair topper. So anyway, I mean, I haven't experimented, but I think it would be.
Oh, I think it would.
I think it would work. Yeah.
No, even from just when we did your last ones, I can't believe how much your hair has grown though. It's exciting.
Yeah.
So exciting to have hair. All right, have you noticed any questions coming up that we should be answering for people? How secure does it feel? It feels good. Like it's a stretchy, I don't know. I've tried halos, the halo that we were talking about, where it's more like a fishing wire, where it more sits. Is this more of a stretchy? Or is this fishing wire? Because it feels stretchy. So the top up here,
yeah,
the hairs are actually tied onto. So these are a hand-tied piece versus like your traditional halos, which are machine-tied.
Okay.
That's why they're a thicker weft as well. So these are hand-tied, so they're very delicate, very soft, so that we can get them to camouflage. But then the back underneath part, yes, is a stretchy wire.
Okay, I could just feel like a kind of a, you put it on and then it springs back or something.
Right, it just feels a little more secure. I always tell people this is my security test.
Oh, okay, there's your security.
I mean, I can.
You have one in or two?
I've actually got two, and so I have a blonde one right around my face, and then the pink one for the pop of color. So.
It says somebody says this could be totally life changing. Let's see. And then some were talking about like their reason why they had lost their hair. Ooh, I'm pushing buttons. And I'm not sure on yours.
We've had a few people too that have asked us. They've seen our posts and they're like, wait a minute, I thought hair extensions would cause more damage. We had one lady that had super thin hair. We did the topper pieces, or the fiber pieces with her secret tiara, and it made a dramatic change and difference. And so with that transformation, we had a lot of people go, but wait, aren't you damaging the hair? And so it gave us a great opportunity to explain how this isn't actually attached to your hair. It sits on like a headband, so there's no way we can damage the hair. We're not adding that extra weight to it. And it can make a big difference, and it is, then that's the next thing people say is, oh my gosh, this is gonna be a life changer for me because I can actually have hair where I want it without maybe going, because not everybody needs a full topper piece, right? Would you agree with that?
Not a lot of people, even if they say they want the extra added hair, they don't want it. They're not to that level of wanting that type of,
So for you, Amber, was that one thing that was hard for you to transition to? Because you said you've always had finer hair. And so to all of a sudden go to a topper that was so much more hair, I'm sure it was fun to a degree, but was it also were you insecure at first?
At first, yeah.
And then over time you get used to it and you're like, oh, okay, this works for me, I'm good. But in the beginning, would you say there was a little bit of an insecurity because it was so much more hair than what you're used to dealing with?
It was more of the concept that it was a wig, because I got a wig before I knew about toppers.
Okay.
And it wasn't even the realistic, looking scalp type wigs. It was a full basic cap wig with like the permatease up top. So I would blend it in with my biological hair and try to do whatever I could, put on headbands and things like that. Yeah. And the interesting thing is, like my own mom didn't even know, And so I figured if nobody, I assumed that maybe people knew and they weren't saying anything, but when I finally did let the cat out of the bag, they were like, what? So that just was a testament to me that the general population don't really pay attention to that.
Right.
But at the same time, I know as common as alternative hair is getting,
Take this one off really quick just to cut the excess off.
extensions in that is a little bit more, quote, accepted than like a wig or topper, you know? But it's becoming more, not as taboo.
And you know what? I think a lot of that has to do is just with some of the research that I've done in this whole experience is, what's the word I'm looking for? It's, we're having an epidemic with hair loss. That's the word I was looking for. Mom brain, don't mind me. But people that would genetically start losing their hair, say in their 50s or 60s, are starting to show signs as early as in their 20s, or some of even into their teens. And is that due to our health? Is that due to our environment? Is it, what does it do to? I'm sure there are many things out there that have contributed to that. But I think that's part of why it's maybe not as taboo, is because more people are suffering from that hair loss. And everybody just wants a solution. They want something that's going to make them feel good. It's going to work for them. So I would say that's a big part of why it's not quite as taboo anymore.
Yeah, and you see a lot of people even come out who were like in Hollywood and the limelight, who just wear it for fun, and then those who do have hair loss who are coming out and saying, "Hey, look, I have hair loss, so I wear hair pieces," or some who just wear it for fun, because there's many people who end up needing to, they get into wigs and hair pieces and you know, extensions and just different add-ons because of a loss or because of postpartum or this, that, and the other, something that led to temporary loss, and then they become where they love it and they do it for fun, part of just fashion. And I love that part of it too, because you can just like with your pinks and your, you know, different colors, it's like a fashion statement. You do it to express yourself.
For sure.
So
no, and I've even had people talk to me about it, like, why is it so taboo? You know, like, people wear false eyelashes. We do eyelash extensions. They're totally fake. You know they're fake. But yet, when it comes to the fake hair, we want it to be as realistic looking as possible. We don't want anyone knowing that we have fake hair. And, you know, so it's still very much a taboo thing, because we want to just look natural, like it's ours, right? So I'd agree with all that you're saying. I'm just going to curl our hair a little bit. We're going to, because that's another thing. A lot of people want to know, can I put heat to it? Can I style it? What can I do? We use 100% human hair. Remy, meaning that the cuticles of the hair all go the same direction. That way we don't get funky tangling or matting over time. And so we get to style it, though, like we would our own hair. So we'll just add a little bit of curl to Amber's hair to go with her cute new bangs. And then we'll finish it off with some of the Top Secret fibers and give you a completed look here.
I love the bangs.
It's cute. It's fun.
I love bangs. I've always liked bangs because I have a longer forehead, so I feel like for my face shape, bangs are flattering. But then again, I'm like, wear what you want, wear what makes you happy. Colors, anything. So
what I've loved about watching you, though, over your channel and that, is you have just embraced it so much, and you have so much fun with it, and it's become a part of who you are, is to change up your wig color or your hairpiece color and things like that. Like I said, I'm a little bit more, I've gone dark, I've gone red, I've gone fun colors, but at the end of the day, I feel most like me being a blonde. That's just kind of who I am. Hair lengths, I'm the same way. I've done short. I've been a pixie haircut. I've done long extensions. But at the end of the day, a mid-length that's who I am. That's my
you
style.
look good.
So.
You look good like this. And I do have the things that I gravitate to, because I have tried a number of different styles and, you know, wigs and colors because of sharing. Had I not put myself out there like this, I think I probably would have stuck to, you know, a brunette or light. Well, I was blonde for most of my life, so I could probably see myself being a blonde or, you know, medium brown or even dark brown, because I just did that. But just, I don't know, stick into kind of that because that's Amber. But along with that, I think switching it up and trying a number of different things is also me. So, and being open-minded to a variety of different styles, I love that. And so,
awesome.
I don't know. That's been a cool thing.
No, like I say, I feel like I've seen that kind of transformation in you of, you know, we maybe are a little bit more conservative, but when you have that many options, why not play with it, you know, and try it out. And
I think that those who finally decide to embrace hair loss, or whether they have full-on alopecia or wig wearing or whatever, sometimes it's, you know, they keep it really on the down low, and to each their own. If that's the case,
right,
all the power to them. But some decide to embrace it fully and wear a different color every single day. And they're like, hey, if I'm going to have, you know, have to wear wigs or, you know, fake hair, I'm going to
have
rock
fun with
it.
it.
Yeah. And they do. And so it's really inspiring seeing people who do that and do it with so much confidence. Because I still have my moments. I really do.
Right.
You know, people might think that I'm like, whatevs, but I still have my moments.
Yeah.
So I'm like, oh no, do they know it's fake? You know, or can they see this? Could they know? You know, you just question sometimes.
Right.
So.
Oh, but see, again, isn't that taboo-ness that you're talking about, that you still don't want people to know it's fake? Even though, how many people watch your channel and how many people know you wear
And most
fake
people
hair?
know,
But yet when you're out in public, you don't want everybody out in public to know, hi, I'm Amber, I wear fake hair.
Yeah, you don't want that to be like the beginning of every single, I mean, I'm fine with talking about it if the opportunity arises, but there's more to Amber than that.
Exactly.
So, but yeah, you know, I don't know. It probably is just the stigma and stuff that we all just need to overcome. So.
A little bit, who knows?
And it is true, like what you were saying, you know, lashes, push-up bras, Spanx, all the things that we talk about that we use to enhance our looks, extensions, it's all acceptable. But other things, talking about hair loss, showing your hair loss and stuff, it's very, you know, people feel ashamed, and nobody needs to feel ashamed about that.
It's so true.
So
it, you know, that one hits home, because I remember a couple years ago when I started this journey, that was exactly my issue. I was losing all this hair, and I felt so ashamed of the way I looked. I was so embarrassed by this hair loss. And, you know, here I tell my clients as they come in, oh, use this product, this will help, this will make your hair feel better. And it didn't matter what I was doing externally with my hair, it still was breaking off, it still was falling out, because internally I was so unhealthy. And part of thyroid problems is you can get anxiety and depression. I'm not someone who's ever been prone to that, so to experience that was very hard for me. And it, you know, to kind of think back at those times, I just remember feeling like I must be a fraud. I must be doing something wrong as a stylist, because I can't fix this for myself. How can I fix this for other people? They come to me, they want answers, and it was just, I wanted to hide under a rock. I didn't want to do my job. I didn't want to be a mom. I didn't want to go out in public. I mean, like I said, I can already be somewhat of an introvert and that anyway, and I like to do small one-on-ones, but I really didn't want to put myself out there because it didn't feel like me anymore. I felt like a very ugly version of me, and it was very hard and devastating. And so that shame and that embarrassment that comes, sorry, I keep going out of your screen there, Amber.
Oh, you're fine. I started to pay attention to you, so I was like.
Yeah, no, you're good. So yeah, there is a lot of shame that can come with that, and it's hard.
I could see, you know, being a stylist and working on people's hair and not feeling good about your own. Oh, I was going to show you. So I'm going to let them see this up close.
Yeah, do it.
And sorry to those who are a little bit further away. She's just kind of filling in.
I think you are more the medium brown though than the light brown, quite honestly. Let me just switch this out really quick.
We're just filling in the sparse areas since my hair is a bit more thin on top. I love the bang. I love how you blended it all in.
We gotta get this to pump out. There we go. And I think you use another brand too, don't you? One that you kind of shake more or less rather than spray.
So I've used the Top Secret, thick fiber. The formula is very similar to Top Secret.
Okay.
Boost and Blend is cotton based.
Oh, wow.
And that you can really get in there and wiggle it with your fingers, blend
Yeah.
it, I guess. All of them you can set with your favorite
Like a hairspray.
hairspray and
Yep.
have it set more. But they all, Topic is probably the most popular. You can find it at Target and Sally's.
Right.
And that they've been around for a long time. But yeah, they all cover. A lot of them have just like different formulations, so it kind of depends on what people like.
And the top secret is actually a keratin
Yeah.
fiber, so
Yeah.
what your hair is naturally made out of. So
Yeah, I really like the Top Secret. What does your hair feel like with the hair fibers? It feels fine. I mean, I'm so used to wearing fibers.
one thing that I've noticed with other clients, honestly, has been what their comment is, oh, I love this because it's so lightweight. When I use the gray coverage spray, it leaves my hair feeling tacky. This doesn't leave your hair feeling tacky. It's very lightweight. You don't really know it's there. It's just adding a little bit of coverage. So
It's if you do add that and then your hairspray over it. So I think the amount that you put in there and then the amount of
Yes.
hairspray might make it feel a little bit more fuller.
well, and some companies too, they even talk about using like a pomade or something like that first, kind of put that in there and then spray it in, and it will help it stick just a little bit more. So when you do something like that, you will also have a little bit more grit to it. But on their own, they're pretty mellow. We just are gonna do a little back comb in there and finish
Back combing
that
was
off.
always my, oh, I just butt in, sorry.
No,
But back combing was always my go-to with my hair too before anything,
right.
because it's all I could do. But it helps.
Well, anything to make it bigger, right?
Yep.
Okay. This is what we got, girls.
Looks so good.
Thanks for joining us. Any last words, Becky, Amber?
Becky,
Amazing.
The bangs look great.
I really
Ellen,
like
just
the
a little bit
bangs.
more.
They're so cute.
Okay, well, we will sign off. We didn't want to take up too much of your time. We appreciate you joining us today, and we'll sign off, and then we'll go collect all your names, do our drawing, and then announce you guys.
Remember to leave a comment if you want to be entered into the drawing.
That's right. If you haven't commented yet, or hi, or
Say
anything,
hi.
make sure you
so
do.
are you saying, do you want them to say hi or any comment?
At this point, any comment, just to know that we knew you were here live with us. So.
All right. Thank you.
watching.
Thank you so much, Becky and
Bye.
Jennae.
Yeah, thank you,
Okay,
Amber.
Bye, guys. Bye.
Call y'all.
Get all the cameras.
Okay.
That was really amazing.